Can you feel that tremor? It's the sound of our familiar world cracking, the insidious decay of what we took for granted. Imagine your daily coffee stop, that late-night lifeline, the ever-present gas station, gone. Not just one, but scores vanishing like mirages. This isn't a dystopian fantasy. It's 2025, and the American landscape is undergoing a terrifying, silent collapse, hitting us at the heart of our communities. The humble convenience store. These aren't just shops. They're lifelines, and they're disappearing at a rate that should terrify you. What you're about to hear isn't just a list of failing businesses. It's an exposé of a societal unraveling. Places once humming 24/7 now stand as hollow shells, dark by 6 p.m. Friendly faces and morning greetings are fading memories. These outposts are becoming dusty, silent tombs. We're not talking isolated closures, but a systemic rot devouring American convenience. I am about to show you 10 major convenience store chains that are crumbling under the weight of our current economic crisis that you might not have ever imagined would ever be anything but permanent fixtures in the American landscape, let alone disappear entirely from places they once defined. 1. 7-Eleven. For decades, 7-Eleven was a cultural touchstone, an indispensable thread in American life. Not luxurious, but its genius was its ubiquity. It promised whatever you needed, whenever, 7-Eleven provided. A cheap coffee, a hot taquito, a refuge from rain. For millions, it was a dependable fixture. But in 2025, that trust is cracking. 7-Eleven faces mass closures, a silent retreat. Across California, New York, Illinois, branches shorten hours or vanish without explanation. Stores once open 24/7 now lock up by 7 p.m., a fundamental disruption for middle-class consumers and shift workers. A loyal customer lamented, "My morning 7-Eleven, my chat with Maria the cashier? Last week, just a for-lease sign. No warning, just gone." Low-income workers who relied on it for affordable groceries now drive extra miles, burning precious gas. The elderly who found independence there now face dimly lit, unsafe streets. The affluent, ordering online, are untouched. For them, it's a minor change. For the poor, it's losing another affordable necessity. And the employees? Unsung heroes, students working part-time. Their jobs evaporate, futures dimming. 5 years on the graveyard shift, one shared, then no more night shifts, not enough customers. 7-Eleven isn't just closing, it's withdrawing when people need it most. When such a familiar symbol can't survive, who is being left behind? 2. Wawa. If you're from the Northeast, Wawa is more than a store. It's a cultural icon, part of the daily rhythm. Morning coffee, sizzling breakfast sandwiches, delicious hoagies. It cultivated an image of quality and welcome, but by 2025, that legend is trembling. Stores in Philadelphia, Baltimore, New Jersey are closing. Others slash hours, cut staff, or hire armed security. The Wawa you knew, safe for an 11 p.m. meal, is becoming deserted, unsafe, lifeless. It used to be safe, familiar, a local said. Now even at 7 p.m. it's empty. Employees avoid eye contact. Once the upgraded 7-Eleven, Wawa is crushed by soaring costs, staff shortages, and competition. Customers and employees are losing their sense of belonging, their familiar refuge. Who feels this most? Not the affluent, but those without cars for long drives to supermarkets. Those who can't afford high-end chains or delivery fees. Those not targeted by new retail tech. While the wealthy order from Whole Foods or Uber Eats, people who rely on a $5 Wawa hoagie worry that their local convenience store won't be there tomorrow. Employee pride has turned to uncertainty. Shifts cut, customers dwindle. If even beloved Wawa is pushed to the margins, what's left for ordinary people? Where will they find an affordable meal without judgment? Behind every shuttered Wawa, lives are upended. It's a bitter irony that modern, resource-rich America can't maintain these essential spaces for the working class. 3. Circle K. I can't pinpoint my first Circle K visit, but I vividly recall the last. The store was palpably dark, the sign flickering like a dying heartbeat, shelves bare, no hello, no reason to return. This sentiment echoes across America as Circle K, the everyman's low-price haven, crumbles. In early 2025, Circle K closed numerous stores in Texas, Arizona, and Ohio. Remaining branches cut hours and staff, their aisles deserted as people find other options. For the rich, it's a non-event. They use Instacart or gourmet gas stations. But for night shift workers, security guards, delivery drivers, factory employees, Circle K was a survival kit. Its loss means no rest stop, no bright lights in the dark, no safe harbor. People in food deserts, without Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, relied on Circle K. Uber drivers and construction workers grabbed cheap meals there. Now they drive farther, spend more, or skip meals. Employees see it firsthand. No regulars, just solitary shifts, and wages too low to cover bills. If the simplest, cheapest places can't survive in a wealthy nation, what hope for the working class? We're witnessing an invisible purge, not just business failures, but the disappearance of spaces for the poor. That's the terror of 2025. 4. Family Dollar. Family Dollar, its name once a promise of affordability, is seeing that dream die. It wasn't beautiful or trendy, but for millions stretching every penny, it made survival possible. Now Family Dollar announced over 600 store closures nationwide. Reports show plummeting revenue, piled-up inventory, and dwindling customers, not from lack of need but lost trust and options. Behind each closed door are heartbreaking stories. A single mother buying milk and diapers, an elderly person getting pain relief, a child hoping for a $5 toy. These essentials are now further out of reach. While the wealthy use Whole Foods or Amazon Fresh, the poor lose their trusted store. Impoverished areas in Alabama, Mississippi, and West Virginia become retail white zones, residents traveling miles for basics. Losing Family Dollar isn't just losing a store, it's losing a lifeline. A Kentucky mother cried, "We need toilet paper, milk," a place to buy essentials without choosing between gas and food. Employees faced low pay, unstable hours, and rising crime. The name Family Dollar is no longer a shield against economic elimination. If you can't keep up, you're left behind. 5. Speedway. For millions, especially truck drivers and interstate laborers, Speedway was more than fuel. It was a refueling station for the human spirit, a resting place. Once ubiquitous from Ohio to Kentucky, Speedway is 2025's economic maelstrom, slowing down, disappearing. After its acquisition by 7-Eleven, restructuring began. Branches in small towns vanished, stations closed, or were rebranded, losing their identity. For nearby residents, closures mean losing a familiar anchor. No late-night fuel, no public restrooms for drivers, no corner table for retirees' morning coffee. Meanwhile, the rich drive Teslas, charging at luxury stations. Big cities add automated delivery points. Modern transit hubs leave no room for old cars or those with little money. This change is silent, unremarked by media or corporations. Speedway is erased as if it never mattered. But for the lower class, its disappearance is a real loss. In America 2025, even simple stops like Speedway are luxuries. When the basics vanish, what's left for working people? 6. Casey's General Stores. In an era of Uber Eats and Teslas, small-town America relies on a few local stores. Casey's General Stores is one, serving tiny towns and agricultural areas in Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, places others ignore. Get gas, a hot pizza, bread, and milk in one stop. But in 2025, even Casey's is faltering. Rising fuel prices, operating costs, labor shortages, and competition from delivery apps are crippling it. Over 400 stores face closure or reduced hours. 24/7 hubs now operate limited hours, disrupting rural life. For those 30 miles from a Walmart, losing Casey's means losing connection to food and fuel. A late-night driver has no rest stop. An elderly woman nowhere for basics. A student loses a vital part-time job. These losses occur in silence from the elite, who've likely never heard of Casey's. But for millions of rural residents, Casey's symbolized minimum equality, access to basic amenities. Now that symbol is collapsing, and the vulnerable bear the consequences. If a community-centric store like Casey's can't survive, what does it signal for rural America? 7. Cumberland Farms. Cumberland Farms, or Cumbies, is a New England institution, not flashy, but a steadfast local presence offering reasonable prices and a friendly face. By 2025, that comforting presence is fading. Many Cumbies in Vermont, Maine, and Connecticut have closed or been sold, often after acquisition by EG Group, a foreign corporation. Remaining stores see declining service, staff shortages, and loss of small-town charm. "It just wasn't the same," a customer lamented. No familiar barista, just cold lights and silence. Cumbies felt like home, no need for wealth or haste. Now customers feel unwelcome. Cumberland Farms, the people's farm, is uprooted. If Cumbies can't survive, where is there a place for the ordinary? 8. Sheetz. Sheetz, a beloved chain in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio, known for its friendly vibe and delicious made-to-order food, is facing alarming financial headwinds in 2025. Despite a loyal customer base, rising costs and competition from giants like 7-Eleven and Circle K force branch reductions and potential closures of key stores. For ordinary workers who save every penny, losing Sheetz is a shock. A morning coffee or quick lunch from Sheetz wasn't just food, it was mental comfort. Closures mean a less convenient, more expensive life. Night shift workers and truck drivers must find alternatives, often pricier or less suitable. While the wealthy have options, the poor face a lack of basic choices, forced to scrimp, save, or skip meals. Sheetz symbolizes accessibility for the working poor. Its disappearance highlights growing social injustice. 9. Quick Trip. Quick Trip, or QT, respected in Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Georgia for clean stores and quick service, has been a second home for many. But in 2025, even QT is changing. Rising costs, competition, and store closures force it to scale back. For working-class people, QT closures have a significant impact. Truck drivers, night shift workers, and outdoor laborers relied on QT not just for fuel and food, but emotional support. Those in suburban or rural areas lose their nearest convenience store, forcing longer, costlier trips for basics. As chains like QT collapse, the wealth gap widens. The wealthy access upscale stores. Workers face pricier, less suitable alternatives. QT's decline is about losing a part of life's rhythm for millions of hardworking Americans who need an easy place to recharge. When these stores vanish, they feel left behind. 10. GetGo, a Midwest and Great Lakes pride owned by Giant Eagle, was a dependable part of daily life in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana. In 2025, GetGo is also declining. Branches close hastily, switch to integrated models, or are sold. Remaining locations have reduced hours and staff, service suffering. For the middle class and workers, losing GetGo means losing a familiar morning stop for a cheap sandwich and coffee or a reliable refueling spot. The elderly and part-time student employees also relied on GetGo. Now, their lifelines are cut. GetGo's disappearance is quite unremarked by national media. We mourn big company collapses but ignore the small names that were someone's entire world. We've journeyed through a desolate landscape of 10 convenience store chains, once familiar, now teetering on the brink due to the economic crisis of 2025. Add to that list the mighty shopping titan, Walmart, as seen in this next video.